9-6 on the half. Still a lead for FaZe, but Astralis bought that back. It was really close throughout that one, but you can see Astralis are not done just yet. It's opened up a window to believe in that third map to happen. If FaZe close out here, we are done, we are dusted. It's moving forward for them. If Astralis win it, we look to Inferno.
Yeah, and they can't focus on that quite yet. It's all about this second half. It's all about keeping up what gave them success. Some individual players came alive, but more importantly, it was the teamwork and the patience in each other, grinding out some of those rounds, making the good calls in the mid-round situations. And right on the pistol round, we're going to get a bit of a gamble from the Danish side. Magisk all alone, pushing up towards Fountain. 4 players over at this B-bomb site. The nade gonna force Magisk away. Hasn't spotted anything quite yet in FaZe. So aggressively and very early on in the round have gained good control.
Yeah, the Glock train is coming into the station, it seems. These guys are not slowing down at all either. Carrigan gonna set up a smoke or two. Gonna flash it over. Molly's going in. Is gonna push them out of position here, and the hit comes in. FaZe, there's nothing tricky about it. There's no fakes. They're going in for it. Nico to find Dupree, but Zipnik staying alive. The support of Device is paramount to this. Rain to fall as well as he leaves Olafmeister and Carrigan to try and pick up the pieces and make it just Olafmeister here. Left in the 1v4. Astralis looking fired up now as Zipnik's to find his head. And there it is. Astralis get the start that they desperately needed.
Even with an entry from Nico, it's just so many crossfires set up with those USPs that can be so deadly. Astralis get their first pistol round in this series. It had been 3 in a row for FaZe, and they needed that. Now they need to survive this round, and all of a sudden that gap between the scores will able to take this. 4 UMPs, 1 M4 on Device. An investment from FaZe. They've got the Deagles. A little bit of utility on Carrigan. That nade does great damage on a Guardian. No armor for him, and he eats it.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt. Now, let's look across the board here, because you still gotta be worried when you're against FaZe on this sort of round. You still have to be so on your toes. They've got a bit of map control now. They're starting to build throughout it. They're starting to get that presence. Magisk, gotta be so cautious, so ready. Device stills himself, but Rain to find Magisk to begin with. That is huge. What impact made. Device now has to fall back a little. There's threats left, right, and center. He's got support on the site from Glaive, though. That's good timing on the rotate coming in, but Glaive gets swarmed. He's got players behind him. Good flash to come through, though. That might be in the team flash. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Glaive. Good work to shut down Rain. The Guardian did get the rifle, but there's no armor on him. Can he do anything behind this wall of smoke that's been set up to keep them at bay?
I don't know how Astralis survived in that round. Just barely. They were able to cling on to control of the bomb site. Guardian and Carrigan were pressuring that so much, and Glaive had a massive job to do. 3 kills for him. They might need more from him. Dupree watching for the fallback, but unfortunately for FaZe, they can't go anywhere else. The bomb is lost inside the site. They have to attack this. Very patient, waiting for any mistakes. It's not going to happen. Nothing left to do but move forward and see what you can get. Kerrigan, I imagine, going to lead the way with this 4 HP. And actually, yeah, they know they're not going to win the round, so they toss the M4, make sure that Astralis is going to have to rebuy that. And here they go to their certain death.
Sounds like the Astralis fans starting to believe in something here. Still early days. Never write off FaZe Clan. As you said, that looked really quite like FaZe were going to turn it. Glaive from the site, so quick to get to position, was able to control that one.
I think that was a flashbang from Device from long A as he was flying back. The one that, like, the last act of a dying man just throws the flashbang over for his teammate, and Glaive actually almost gets killed just because he's looking into the box to avoid it. He knows it's coming. That's why I think it might have been from Device, because it seemed like it was called for, set up in some way. Should be an easier time here, though. Another nade. Same nade.
Just having a bad time with nades, isn't he? Like, this round, it doesn't really matter too much, if I'm honest. It's only Glocks. They're going to try and do whatever they can with it. If you're going to get a bomb plant, that would be so good. If they get guns away, even better. But for now, in the eyes of Astralis, it's time to feed, trying to get something done. What is that? Magisk actually goes down. Now, Device is in a really bad spot here. Look at this. 39 HP. He gets picked up. What is this? FaZe. I thought a bomb plant would have been pretty much a dream scenario, but no, they want more. They want it all. Dupree, though, surely going to stem the bleed. Keep it in check. Glaive not going to allow this to happen. Rain and Nico, though. Nico did get himself a rifle. No armor, no utility, but that bomb continues to tick. In we go. Rain still fighting, still trying to keep them in check. But with Nico going down, it's Rain now left in the 1v2, and no, it will be tamed. The threat is contained, but I mean, if you're going to ask for a close round, you're not going to get much closer than that with Glocks.
Yeah, not great at all from Astralis, and I think FaZe is going to be very pleased. That plant obviously is phenomenal, but I think the bigger thing that they've found is the kills, but also just the knowledge that that A defense has been suspect against pistols. Why not go back towards it with the rifle? So that'll certainly be something that they put in the back of their minds, that they've found success towards the A bomb site. Astralis barely able to contain against just Glocks. But we get started into the gun round. 9-9. AWP on device, AWP on Guardian. Both teams fully kitted out. Oh, great nade. Kerrigan and Olaf eating that. That's the same nade Magisk has thrown now 3 rounds in a row. Guardian's probably learned from it at this point, but Kerrigan and Olaf obviously not being punished by just now. And look at the map control. Yeah, Dupree and Glaive taking a big risk, and they're getting rewards.
Wow. That's huge information. That's now freed up Zipnix. He can move. Now they've got to be careful. Of course they can peel away. There's still so much time on this Magisk now. Great work on the first. Can't follow up with any more. Guardian will claim him. But again, 1-for-1 trade. Still good for a T side. Don't start reading much more into it than just that. Zipnix going to kind of push up, take up the position. Nico's starting to wonder about these backlines. It's only Dupree holding this now.
No eyes on the stairs as well for Astralis, so there's an avenue for FaZe if they do end up taking it. Could be awkward for Dupree. Nico currently clearing that out. This is the big fighting device. He was looking for someone to jump over. Guardian is aware that Zipnix could be there. Not able to find the kill, so it's a 3-on-3, and now it looks like FaZe might readjust over towards that B side, and Dupree is pushing all the way through T-spawn. This could end up being a disaster, but he reconsiders it when he doesn't feel any pressure. Now he gets back, and he's going to come through. He eats a flashbang, though, but he's able to navigate into a different position. Rain coming through. Is he going to be prepared? Yes, just barely. 6 HP. Glaive has arrived, though, but they've spotted him out. He's got to find a kill. He's got to hold on, but they're coming from so many angles, and he's not able to do it. Too much pressure, and there goes Zipnix.
FaZe stretching them too thin, and there's that head-to-head. Guardian so good at these sort of bits of play. Did get found by Zipnix in the end, but that spurred on the move from FaZe. They headed right on over to B, and you felt that maybe Dupree could have stopped that, but Rain just super aware. Great adjustment, even if he was surprised.
Dupree is likely scratching his head a little bit, wondering how he didn't get that kill. That was the one. If he finds that, and that positioning is just too strong for FaZe to deal with, especially once the other players rotate. But Astralis has to buy into this, and Device finds it, sees the tracers. Olaf gets punished. Might be surprised that there was an op on the field. But a 5-on-4 advantage for Astralis. They have invested so much into this round. Everything they've got.
Mortgage their house on this. This is a huge investment. Now, FaZe might have to change mentality. They didn't know what they're coming in against. They didn't expect that all, possibly. But now, you're going to start wondering what else is on the field. You've got 4 players remaining for FaZe. They hit the brakes a little, but then they start building up, start trying to get that toilet control, start looking for options. Magisk is the one kind of holding that linchpin position. Only a CZ to hand, but he does have armor. If he recovers a gun, that's amazing for him to be able to really bring that further. But keep eyes on FaZe. Where are they going? Device. He's actually been really proactive in this. He wants to get into it. The smokes get lined up. It looks like the hit's going to come through, but look at Dupree again. They're starting to get information on this one. Device has to prepare. He has to be ready, and that might just be it. He gets a leg towards Kerrigan. It's not the kill. That is, though. Device, big kill coming in. More pressure to be applied. He can't land it. Guardian outdoes him again, but there is still hope alive for Astralis, even with the lesser weapons. They've got themselves in great positions. FaZe, though, still very much alive and kicking. 26 seconds left, though, and Guardian tames Dupree down to 7 HP. And look at Astralis, they're in this bomb site. They're waiting for the hit to come in. But can they control Nico? Can they shut down Rain? Can you deny Guardian? At this point, 10 seconds. It's got to be now or never. And Glaive, the timing was awful, but he somehow recovers. Nico still fights forward. 8 seconds, 7. Nico still alive in a 1v1. The bomb to be planted. Oh my God, Nico, balls of steel, but Magisk, he stays alive. He didn't even know what he had to do, but he makes...
You ready? Huh? Hey, boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
We'll never forget this tournament, never forget Astralis. Just beautiful.
We are back. We are legendary. We are passionate. We are Cologne.
The strike comes in for
We are one.
The history comes full circle yet again. No. No. The persistence, the dreams, the sweat, the struggle, the tradition. Some things cannot be named. Some places cannot be described. You can feel it. You know you can be a part of the extraordinary.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
I don't even know if he would have been able to get that play.
No.
This is great from Device.
So close.
Some shots coming out here towards Bathroom. FaZe timeout, 10-10, not able to seal that. And Magisk, I think, just kind of took the risk that the timer was going to run out. He didn't have the HP or the weaponry to fight with. Somehow, it looked like FaZe with low HP wasn't going to be able to do that, but it's all Deco with such an advanced position in that A bomb site. And here we are at 10-10, and again, these teams are going to go right back at it because the economy is so low for both sides that no one's going to give it up. No one wants to relinquish that economic control to the other team. At this stage of the game, it's going to be so important for whoever's able to grab it. And unfortunately for Astralis, with FaZe on the T side, you can manage these situations much better. It is 4 SMGs for the Astralis side, 3 AKs for FaZe. Good amount of utility for both, but Astralis is going to have to be creative in their defense.
Managed it before, but I don't feel as though FaZe will get caught off guard again. They know what they're coming in against now. The Molotovs get put down. FaZe looking like they want to hit this B side, but Nico up to task to begin with, but it's Dupree, blind as a bat, still gets the job done. Backs away, but the hit continues. It's not going to stop here. Olafmeister gets hindered by a flash. Karrigan still looking for pressure towards Device, but that's not where the meat of this fight is, but maybe it can change. Olafmeister, Guardian, Rain, they're all changing their minds because of this. The faith in Karrigan continues. As Device falls, it opens up opportunities. Magic so quick to get there, and he delivers. Takes down Karrigan, that's huge. It leaves FaZe in that really awkward predicament. Where do we go?
They had just got enough progress towards the A bomb so that they can't just easily go back towards B because there was a complete evacuation of that defense there. Just now, Astralis getting settled back in. Dupree and Glaive at B. It's Magisk and Zipnix at A, and Magisk has that M4. That was a huge kill onto Karrigan. If he goes down there and Karrigan wins that fight and there's no rifles left, that would be so deadly. Olaf throwing what fake he can, and it's pulled Zipnix away for just the moment. He's coming back, but Magisk all alone. He's going to need this backup. Just watching towards long. An off angle, Guardian, he's gonna swing out, doesn't expect it, that's the bomb down. Now Magisk, one more would be great, but not able to do it. Rain, precise as ever, finds that kill. The bomb will get planted into Dupree on another flank.
Dupree's here pretty fast, but Olofmeister instantly keeps that in mind. The spray's not perfect from Olofmeister, but he gets the connection towards Dupree. Pressure begins to build. Rain's backed off as well. This is an interesting approach now. Dupree waits. Zipnix and Glaive join him. I don't see a kid on these guys yet either, so timing will be of the essence, and round we go, but will they expect Rain? This guy can do wonders. He gets the diffuser, he gets the follow-up tag towards Dupree, but he's down so low. 10 HP, Zipnix toys with the bomb, he goes back in. Oh, he gets down Dupree, and Zipnix turns, but there's no time. Rain does more than enough, and Zipnix has to face it. The music begins to play, and he knows this one is going the other way.
Someone needed to be aggressive for Astralis there. Someone needed to push him, even if it's in a disadvantage. You can't allow that Rain that much space to maneuver and to toy with you. And just barely finds Dupree there, who steps into the bullets. No kits on the board for Astralis either, because of the tough money situation they were put into. That is heartbreak. Came down to the wire. Again, both teams invested in this round. Armor and CZ's being bought up by Astralis, but these traded rounds back and forth the past three is going to be fine for FaZe.
Very slow beginning here from both sides. Caution being shown. You can't really blame them either. You look at FaZe here, they're building up very, very methodically. Not taking the bomb with them either. They don't want to give anything away. That might become a bit of a factor down the line, but here comes that late round push-up. This is Nico's time to shine. Can he get it done? He gets the first. The follow-up would be excellent, but now the pincer happens. FaZe springboard off this. Rain and Carrigan start really racking up the kills. It leaves Glaive and Device in a very tricky spot. You've got to feel this is the one for FaZe to really build that lead off.
Carrigan's been excellent over towards the A-bomb site on his own these past couple rounds. He found a kill on Device earlier. Now he finds one onto Magisk as they kind of employed that old 4-1 strategy working across the map. More aggression, 30 seconds left. Good kill from Device. Finds a weakened Olaf, but Rain with the response, and now it's just Glaive. He needs to get a kill and find a weapon. He needs to do it quick. Rain's ready for it, though. 3 kills for him, 12 to 10, and yeah, that solidifies a big advantage. Astralis can't buy him this. They need their next round. They need to be able to invest into M4s, into utility, into those kits that played such a big role just a few rounds back. A nice rebound game from Rain. He's had a pretty tough event. He's been battling illness.
Yeah, he's not been feeling well apparently, so good for him to find some really nice form. Especially in these sort of moments, you need someone like him, you know, the backbone. He can be such a rock for this team. And we'll be seeing, of course, Astralis really suffering for the money in this one at least. So we should be seeing farm coming in from Olaf Guardian if they do get the contact. But right now, FaZe would just, you know, want the round on the board, get that 13. That'd be huge.
Oh, Olaf spotted one, jumping with the Mac 10. Not going to commit to that style of fight. All the other USPs towards the other side of the map going to make their way in towards the stairs. Rain is here watching this. Guardian on the other side of the door. Rain could be having a field day with his AK-47 if they turn into it. At the moment, they're going to pause, waiting for presence. Leaves the B bomb site susceptible. And Olaf, not risking a whole lot with just a Mac 10, is going to start making his way in and seeing what he can find for the rest of his team.
Very, very stringent checks coming out from FaZe. They're not going to be lackluster in this one. You can see the Molotovs, the smokes, everything being put in, but the timing on this could be awkward. It could maybe catch up a couple of players, but no, Nico's attention instantly turns. That's a second. He's looking for a third. He might just get it. No, Glaive will deny him, but for now, you're down to 3 for Astralis. The bomb in the hands of Rain, but again, they're so outgunned here. And Olofmeister holds off.
There's a boost up, and yeah, outgunned is a nice way to put it. Maybe some different weaponry they could have mounted a fight, but this is all for the next round. Astralis is going to be down 3. They've been down before in this map, and they've found their way to fight back. They need to do it again. One more time, they need to answer the call. It's all on this round. Either a semifinals exit or a place on the stage for the grand finals.
All right, FaZe, how bad do you want this? Shut it down now and it's all yours. The horizons change to the grand finals. Astralis, though, they know they've got such a tough task ahead of them. They have to bring this back if they even want a shot at going forward. And it has to start with this round here. Glaive and Magis going forward. Bravery shown. Nade connects again. Karrigan down so low.
Yeah, they've done great damage with nades over towards that choke point in the early stages of these rounds. Unfortunately, they don't have too much to show for it. Slow-paced. FaZe expecting some kind of aggression. Device playing a dangerous game, looking into the wall for a flash. However, if they do just swing out without one, he could just fall. It's all down to timing. Thankfully, they're not putting a whole lot of bodies. Magisk is going to be the first tested. He's close to Batum. Guardian going to jump through with the SMG. That's going to allow Olaf to trade. Great sacrifice for the weaker weapon.
No massive springboard yet. You can see Karrigan's gained some ground, and that's the bomb there. Glaive being pushed up and Device adjusted towards the site. The rest of FaZe still waiting for their moments. Olafmeister now picks up the bomb. You can see a different approach here. Karrigan the one to work up on long. Olafmeister, Rain joining together by the toilets. Glaive and Device, though, putting up that little bit of utility. Molotov goes in, forces him off. The flashes come out. Karrigan is really pulling attention here. He's trying to clear it out, do what he can. He's the man who can turn the attention as Olafmeister, Rain start to build up. This could paint a very different picture, but Glaive finds one. He gets a second. A third would have been perfect, but no. This again pulls it towards FaZe, being able to really make this hurt. Zibnix is not far off, and neither is Dupree, but that's important. Rain finds him, and it looks like this could be 14 unless Dupree does something incredible. The 1v2 in this situation could save Astralis, but the adjustments have been made. Dupree now looks too long. He doesn't see Nico. Oh, and it's Nico to do it. That's a big round for FaZe to claim. Astralis now struggle. Money is depleted. You can see it on their faces. They know FaZe are on the verge of stepping towards those finals.
This is so good from Rain, biding his time, making sure he clears out Device as well. And just as that smoke clears, he'll find Zibnix. Dupree is going to have nightmares of this game, I think. He's on a couple flanks that if the timing is a little bit better, he maybe has more impact. He's had a couple kills that he's brought down to less than 10 HP, but hasn't been able to complete. FaZe at 14-10, they've wiped out the Astralis money. You're going to get a pause here from the Danish side. It just ends as they talk over how to approach. They're going to let FaZe get up towards 15. They can invest into armor and CZs because the full losing bonus will be in, so they're going to try and steal one with some investment, but an even tougher task. They're going to have to win 5 straight, and they've only won 1 gun round in this half. I mean, off the back of pistol, they were able to get up 3. If it wasn't for that, this could have been very ugly.
Absolutely. And it looks like FaZe want to just keep it going, keep it building. That momentum is not going to stop for them now. Nico feeling it. He's going to power through. See if anyone would dare challenge early on, and the answer is no. Device and Glaive trying to find room to work, to operate, to strike, but timing again will be everything. And the hit towards B comes in now, and it's all Nico. 3 big kills for him. And it looks like that 15th round will be on the board very soon, as Magisk has to play it back in. Olafmeister will be claimed, a gun recovered, and that might be all he's going to get from this.
Might as well save it. There's not a whole lot you can do, and Guardian's going to pick him off. Karrigan again, looking proud, looking happy as he's on the verge of eliminating his former team. 15-10, and there's not a whole lot Astralis can be excited about moving forward. We are going to have a quick tech pause.
You heard it from Dupree, how desperate they were to play on this stage, how much they wanted to step out here and do it all again. Incredible moments were made for them in this arena, but now it looks like it's FaZe's time.
Yeah, I mean, remember, this is also the defending champions of IM Katowice potentially being eliminated here by FaZe, the team they beat in those grand finals last year.
So the crowd is ready for it. Feels though the FaZe fans are certainly out in force today. And you can't really blame them. They are putting on a great display here.
They have been phenomenal. This is looking, I think I was one of the Last few people holding out some doubts for this FaZe team. They've looked sketchy at times when you go look over their history. Some maps they seem to have just like weird performances that just don't match up with the firepower they've got. But this tournament and these playoffs, they've looked phenomenal. In this series against Astralis, they've looked great. Marching their way towards those grand finals.
Yeah, step by step here for them. And it's been great to watch them build through this, especially off the back of, you know, obviously what happened to the major. It seems to have kind of fueled the fire, kind of made them play out a little more. So I'm hoping we get to see the potential that FaZe can reach. We all want it. We might just get that. That's
the big thing. I mean, obviously the major grand final is going to hurt. It's going to sting them for quite some time, at least until the next major where they'll get another chance. But this is a team that's constructed to build, you know, the quote-unquote eras that we've had. Yeah. They want to establish that. A long period of time of dominance is what they need, and this certainly seems to be a year where if they can get started early enough, this could be their year where they just establish themselves as the #1 team throughout it. I mean, last year they had to contend with Astralis at the start. They had to contend with SK during the summer and towards the later stages.
Could be their time. But it has to start now, and there's still one round between them. And of course, one other game. Still waiting on the final player to come back in from Astralis. The tech pause will take a second or two. For Astralis, this must feel like a lifetime to be waiting here.
Yeah, especially because remember, this is a tech pause, so they can't exactly be chatting at the moment. They all have to be silent, so you're just kind of sitting there with the whole weight of this match on your shoulder, the whole weight of 10 to 15. You're just staring at that, and you're saying, all right, this has to be a massive comeback. Like Glaive running through all the different ideas and strategies they might have for this map in the short time since they've had Magisk, and FaZe is laughing. So there's that.
Scary when they're having fun, right? That's the thing that always gets you. It's like when they have that jovial moment to such a powerful team. Still, they know the weight of the situation. They know what they're about to do. Once that clock begins to tick down, it's game face right back on. He's not getting the crowd going just yet, but it looks like it's time to get the phones out, apparently. People are starting to do it, putting on the old flashlights. Look at this.
Figure things out. Oh, yeah, this is the Katowice tradition.
You want to encourage them, Jason?
If you have those cell phones, bring them out, turn the flashlights on. It's been a beautiful effect. So many years in a row here at the Spodek.
But we also have to get the lights kind of, you know, dimmed down in there as well. So we can make that happen. It's always good. Seems to be going. All right, all right. Let's get a few. Look, everyone's got a phone. So when we ask for lighters, that's when it gets a bit tricky. Phones out, lights on. Can we dim the lights in the arena? Is that possible, guys? The in-house guys are hating me right now, going, no, we cannot. I'm liking it, guys. I'm absolutely loving it. You guys have been perfect. Katowice, you are always incredible. You make these moments so much more than they could ever be anywhere else. So great job, guys. Very, very proud.
Year after year as well, this event is always one of the favorite. From production, from the players, they've said it themselves. Thank you guys very much.
It's a sight to see, isn't it?
Is the big legacy here, as well as the other legacy coming up in this one that FaZe is still fighting for, as well as that IEM Grand Slam.
Absolutely.
Looking for that second notch, tie things up with SK, who's been eliminated, so a chance to gain ground there and fight for that $1 million.
Woo, guys. Spicy. Astralis are normally like the ones that everyone loves, right? They're a lovable side, but out here it's like, no. We just like damn good CS. There's nothing else there.
There is Virtus Pro. They're somewhere.
I think that'll always be one of the crowning moments in this arena, getting them out on stage. But I mean, with teams like this at the moment, they are so strong, it's hard to imagine anyone else making it on this stage. But I am seeing players rejoin, so thank you for your patience, guys. I do appreciate it. We should be back underway any moment now. Well, hopefully everything's set up. Obviously, you don't want to go back in without it being 100%. But as you can see, the clock is ticking down. The timeout is starting to run down, so it's almost time to get excited again. And what a round to have this moment on. With bated breath, we wait.
It really is, and I think actually Kerrigan, this is a tactical timeout right at the end of the tech pause. I think Kerrigan probably was thinking of ideas throughout that entire break and had something he wanted to pass on to the team, so used one of his tactical pauses, one of the last few, and actually we're getting so excited. Another tech pause going to come out here right before things go live. He's just making sure everything was correct and found one last flaw going on.
This is just cruelty.
You excited for that Fnatic Liquid matchup, Lauren?
I'm scared.
The next one?
I don't know what is going to happen, because I honestly, if you look at the teams at the start, I didn't think Fnatic were going to be one of the teams here, but then again, I also didn't think SK were going out in groups. I mean, there was so many kind of weird occurrences, but I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Liquid again. Those guys, when they started to go like Naf, what a big game he had as well. So,
yeah, he's been impressive. Yeah. That's going to be a fun series. Well, we're getting ready up again, so all the issues have been solved for the second time. I am 100% certain.
All right, you can do the hype cone.
I've dropped 100%. All right, Spodek, let's get back into it. Astralis, one last chance. Here's the buy, the AWP on device. It all rides on this. Will FaZe make it to the grand finals? Will Astralis battle back for overtime?
Do or die time here. Already Device and Magisk looking for opportunities. Looking for ways back through, but Guardian on the other side, so proactive, so ready, so willing. Zipnik's down so low as well. Is Guardian going to strike first? Is this how it begins? Guardian destroys Dupree as Zipnik's now panics, and I would be too. The rotator in, but it doesn't matter. Nico wants this, and so does FaZe. Step by step, they have dominated. And it looks like this could be the icing on the cake, the cherry on the top, as Glaive, Device, and Magisk try and play it back in.
A contact play. Kerrigan wanted this to be as anticlimactic as possible, just marching right in. One of his best players, Guardian, to lead the way. And now attempting the retake. So much damage comes out. FaZe, to the roar of the crowd, to the FaZe up chants. They're going to cinch a spot in the grand finals. Unless Device can do this. Oh, what a third kill! Now working his way, and there's a chance here. A kit on Device, but no. Too many bodies. And there it is. FaZe making it to the grand finals of IEM.
The Intel Extreme Masters here in Katowice never fails to deliver. This is one of the moments you can look back on, and FaZe, this could be where it starts for them. This could be where that legacy begins. After heartbreak not long ago, they can make it back here, and the finals await them. Astralis gave it a damn good go, but it simply was not enough.
Remember, for FaZe, it was heartbreak at the major. It was disappointment in Kiev. They really need to put those losses behind them. This would be huge. Getting out to very good starts on each map. Rain with a phenomenal performance here on Overpass, a map that he started to call his own. Kerrigan performing so very well, and Guardian just steady all through this series.
Yeah, Kerrigan really leading by example at the moment. He's been putting up numbers, putting in work. You can see the calls he make have been just great. Really making FaZe work for this. And yeah, as I said, if there was going to be a map for this to happen on, you felt this was it for Astralis. We could be looking at that third.
Yeah.
We would have had that great Inferno matchup, but you can see the differences in these two teams now.
It's a lot to ask for a new lineup, isn't it? With Magisk just coming in, they're still kind of getting him situated. So I think overall it's a solid performance, especially to see them not just collapse. There were a couple times in both of those maps where big runs from FaZe could have shut things down early, but they were able to fight back, and they have some good things to take home and review. FaZe, on the other hand, are going to be disappointed if they don't lift that trophy.
Yep, that is side sets for them, but it's enough from us, Jason. It's been a pleasure, Spodek, as ever. Let's head to the stage and hear what OJ and his thoughts about this matchup.
You don't want to hear my thoughts. We want to hear the thoughts of Olaf Meister. And you know what? I didn't want to see Inferno anyway. We saw that yesterday.
I'm sorry, I was amazed by the crowd. What did he say?
It is a great crowd, isn't it? What a crowd here, and what support you've had.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, I've always loved to come to Poland, and it's extra special now when I play for FaZe, because now we even have the whole crowd on our side, so it's just an amazing feeling. So, Siema, Spodek.
And it's worth asking as well, yesterday we watched that amazing 3 maps, double overtime, You managed to take out Cloud9 in the end. Today, it's 2-0. What's better?
The 2-0, of course. It was it was a really stressful game yesterday, but we're very happy that we won. But today was calm and good for us.
How emotionally hungover were you after yesterday? Because it was intense. One of the best 3 series that I've seen in such a long time.
Yeah, I was sweating I was sweating so much, and like I had to go to the bed instantly, just fall asleep for the whole day. So yeah.
And just looking through some of the matches you've had recently, so you've avenged the loss at the major. Last year you got into the grand final against Astralis and they beat you in that. You pretty much are setting everything straight as you go through to the grand final.
We just want to win. I don't care who we beat, but of course it feels good to beat people that have beat us in the past. But yeah, I don't care who we beat.
And just a word about Rain as well, because he's not been feeling the best. How well is he playing considering he's not 100%?
He's a champion. I mean, he has been really, really sick like during the whole group stage. I think he's feeling a little bit better right now, but he's still sick. So yeah, he's an amazing.
Who do you think, and you can't say whoever we face, it'll be fine. Who do you think you'll be facing in the grand final, Fnatic or Liquid?
It's a really hard match, but I think Fnatic will go through.
All right then, fabulous. It was great to watch you play again. Put your hands together for Olaf Meister and FaZe. They are through to tomorrow's grand final here at the Intel Extreme Masters.
It does seem like FaZe not only get the win, but they also get the crowd. They'll be cheering them on tomorrow in the grand final. 2-0, no less. Astralis unable to put up their guard, and a run over by the FaZe bulldozer. Rather quick and swift dispatch of a very strong team. Astralis, of course, got the bye, come into the semis, and they're sent goodbye.
Could have been quicker. 9-1 up in that first half of FaZe there. Props to Astralis for being able to claw back a 9-6 half and actually put up a good fight. Now, look, flipping over, getting onto the other half, they didn't really do anything, but this is a new roster, and I want to get this out of the way so we can just praise FaZe for the rest of the segment. But props to Astralis, promising signs. You know, they're looking good, they're looking hungry. I think that they have that diversity there, and going forward, only good things.
I mean, yeah, exactly. We have a roster that's stuck together now for over a year, and of course, Astralis made that roster change very recently. And I do feel like it's not an excuse when we say that, Freiburg. It's more of a reasoning behind the loss.
I mean, obviously, coming into this map when you're FaZe, you're way more confident, especially in the vetoes and everything, that you have a wider map pool, you've played it, you have had those situations, you know, situational play, like a 3-on-3 and everything like that. With a new player, it will be a lot harder, but FaZe, they're really confident in those situations. You see them win and lose more often, and I think that FaZe, I mean, the way that they're playing right now is the FaZe that will win this tournament.
Okay, big words from Freiburg, representing, of course, what we have just witnessed. You get to walk through the highlights and you get to see those names, every single one of them having those star-studded rounds.
Yeah, there were some very pivotal rounds in this game, especially in that second half. When we do look at the first half, basically when Astralis were able to get some rounds on the board late, they broke the economy, and that's why you saw them be able to put, 5 in a row, 5 on the trot together to be able to get that 9-6. But Adam and I were talking in the green room, and there was a round in the second half that you thought was really pivotal that there's a bit of a blunder from Astralis.
Yeah, exactly. It was the round where, Astralis, they won the pistol, they won the force buy from FaZe, so it was like 9 and 8. FaZe only on Glocks, pushing A long. And Astralis playing defensive, that's fine. But the problem from my part there is that instead of taking duels against Glocks in a very long range, since you have the M4s and the better weaponry, right? They put out a smoke, and so letting the Glocks come closer onto them, they're losing 3 weapons that round, and also giving the bomb plant to FaZe. And then coming into the next round, FaZe have a lot of money. Astralis had to, I think they had 1 AWP and 1 M4 and had to force up the rest because they lost so much money in that round. And that's economy that we're talking about in CS today. It's so important to keep those, especially those full ecos. They need to be clean. They need to be, you need to be secure, more confident in those rounds. You should take those duels and not lose so many weapons and give up the bomb plant.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chad.
No, I was just going to say, and then you filtered through the rest of that half, and then there's 2 2-on-4 scenarios that Rain, sure, he's not feeling too well, but he has amazing impact, and those are the rounds that just completely put the money of Astralis in the bin. From there, they're able to close it out pretty easily. So FaZe pulling out, it's not magic, is it? It's just the skill, it's this roster, they can pull out those rounds time and time again. You attribute that with the hard work that they're putting in, with the fundamentals, with the fact that Karrigan's building a really good base, the chemistry. That's why these guys, ranked #1 in the world right now. And definitely agree with Adam, on track to take the tournament.
On track for the grand finals, that'll be played tomorrow. We do get a follow-up though. Karrigan spoke to us in between the maps, and now he's going to hang out with Stunner, heading to the grand finals tomorrow.
FaZe. And we do everything like we did today to prove that.
Now, is this going to be the FaZe era? Because I feel like that is the question on everyone's mind. Obviously, you can't really say yes or no, but in your hearts and minds, is that where this is headed?
I don't really care about the era. I mean, I thought about it yesterday. Today, actually 1 year ago, Nico joined and we made 11 out of 17 finals since Nico joined the team. So I don't care about era, I just care about that we consistently can be in a final. If we win or not, you have a chance to win at least. And I think that's the most important thing. So if we win more tournaments, maybe we can talk about era, but it doesn't really, I don't really care about it.
It does take a little bit of a consistent fashion in terms of winning tournaments, obviously, to prove your era. Now, we talked, or excuse me, OJ talked a little bit about Rain feeling a little under the weather. Now, I've got to ask you, is he going to be coming back to form here going into tomorrow? Is he, give us a little more insight in that, because he's fragging out of his mind right now.
Yeah, the worst day was definitely against Fnatic. He was completely gone. Like, he couldn't really communicate good, and his aim was totally off. And the same happened with him in the Epicenter, where we went on a group stage. So I'm just happy he's coming back, and he proved today in Overpass that he's still here, and he just showed that he's back in the tournament. And if our people and it's doing Overpass tomorrow, I'll be scared.
We heard from Olaf who he's anticipating or wanting to play in the grand finals, rather. Where do you sit on this one, Fnatic or Liquid?
I just really want to play Liquid since they had an amazing LAN final feeling against us in Starladder. We want to prove that first play decider is not how you play a final. That's not how it's supposed to be. So we won. I want to face Liquid, and I want to send them home.
What happens in Kiev stays in Kiev, because we're in Katowice now. Well, good luck, best of luck, I should say, not guest luck. Anyway, congratulations, and we'll be doing that thing where I throw it over to Alex. Take it away, guys.
It's one of my favorite things. Thank you, Stunner, and indeed Carrigan there. A couple of interesting things to note from that interview. First things first, I'm a firm believer in that being like the ultimate pinnacle as being a community acknowledged era. Carrigan, it's not even in an interest of his.
Here's the thing, right? If you can be like a G2 and you rock up every now and again and you win an event, but you always drop out or you get to playoffs and you never actually do a lot in tournaments, that's not great either, right? I think he's spot on. You want to be able to make it to as many semi-finals or grand finals as humanly possible. But if I was a player, the win's what it's all about, right? That big victory. And I think, obviously, you don't want to sit there and say, FaZe have been an amazing team over this last year. He stayed at 11 out of 17 finals. That's pretty good effort, right?
How many of them have they won, though?
We got to win a few more.
Yeah, that's the real question. But, I mean, Freiburg, what's your stance? Do you believe the era is necessary? NIP had one.
Really?
87-0, man.
Yeah, I mean, not really. Because the thing is, that, like, the current state of CS, the skill has never been this high, right? You see these individually skilled players so simple destroying in Kiev. You see Nico, you see Guardian, you see even Rain here in Overpass. It's going to be harder and harder for these teams to put up, like, winning consecutive tournament after tournament. So, I mean, I understand why he doesn't really want to have the era. I understand why he wants to say, like, okay, getting top 4 in like almost all the tournaments, that would be super impressive by a team in a state of current CS, of course.
Absolutely. Now, we do have our play faster moment as well. Bring it to you at the end of every game. Let's check out whether it was FaZe or Astralis who managed to pick this one up. It looks like, oh god, this round, Dupree, Nico, a miscommunication from him and led to 3 players falling. FaZe dismantled. This was, of course, on our first map. Cash. He just played the waiting game on this one.
Yeah, just a bit of eco cobra right there, sneaky beaky, like getting some easy kills. It's always fun to stat pad like that, Alex. I love that back in the day.
I mean, stat pad, whatever you say. I mean, that was a round where Nico saw him, was watching him, trigger discipline all he wants, dies to sandbags, and no comms on Dupree's location.
I think it was because Rain actually, as soon as Nico died, Rain killed the guy who killed Nico. So they expected probably the guy that Nico was killed by to be that guy. So I mean, it happens, especially in a big stage like this. Maybe the communication is not like 10 out of 10 in a big arena like this,
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you heard as well. One final point before we send it to a break is, of course, Carrigan outlining he'd like to meet Liquid again. Get a bit of revenge from what happened over in Kiev in that 3rd, 4th place decider. And Chad, we watched that game. FaZe are going to be a very different team coming into that best of 5.
Yeah, that was some trash tier Counter-Strike. I think that's probably what I would call it, happening in that 3rd place decider. You get revenge over Cloud9. Revenge over Astralis, and revenge over Liquid.
Oh, it is a tale of revenge. Oh, okay.
They could also face Fnatic, who knocked them down to the quarterfinal here, so it's going to be revenge no matter what for them.
I love it. All right, well, we have already got our Shakespearean tale starting to be woven. For now, we will go ahead and take ourselves a break. When we do return, it will be Fnatic versus Liquid, and we get to see which team will stride into the grand final versus FaZe.
Vodafone presents the post-match.
Astralis se je res potrudil, da bi zmagal, ampak izgleda, da jim ni šlo po načrtu te današnje tekme. Bilo je zelo zahtevno za težko je bilo pol, ko so izgubili fanatiki oziroma ne. Ko so izgubili Astralisi, ko so izgubili za njih. Da so pač zelo dolg. Ampak ja, zgleda pač, da ni šlo ne vem kaj. Zdaj je pa commercial break.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready?
Ampak ja, res je bil zanimivo.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Ali pa se pridružite meni. Upam, da bojo zanimive tekme, upam, da bo velik zmag. Jaz sem presenečen za FaZe Clan, ker FaZe Clana je FaZe Tikov, ki je pa njegovo pravo ime je pa Jacob, to sem jaz, ampak ja, hvala za gledanje tega live streama, dolgi live stream, v naslednjem
We are legendary. We are passionate. We are Cologne.
Strike comes in for rain!